Hey, Heidi here, and if you are new to painting, you're in luck because I'm going to teach you the simplest, easiest painting right now. You ready to learn? All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to grab some brushes. I just grabbed a couple of brushes, a flat 1-inch, a round to 6 or 8, and then a liner. And then right now I'm basically going to paint an easy heart painting. I'm going to start with this color, the dragon fruit, and then make a simple V. Okay, so my very first mark is going to be a V. All right, and then all I'm going to do is make a McDonald's sign. Okay, so we have a V here, and then I'm just going to do an M like that. That's simple. So let's go ahead and fill it in. And I want you to just, as you're painting this, hopefully you're painting it with me, just take a deep breath, have some fun, and just really enjoy the process. I'm going to put this on here to see if you can see it a little bit better. And then I'm right-handed, so this will be a little bit of a different angle from how I usually paint, but we're going to try it out, okay? All right, so we'll just grab that paint and get it on there. And again, this is a very simple painting. You could use this, maybe you have a kid or a grandkid, a birthday party, and you want to teach them a fun, simple painting. This is a really easy one to do. All right, so now that we have the heart, with just something as simple as a letter V and like an M sign, then what we're going to do is paint the background. Now this part, I'm going to rinse my brush. I use the same water for a long time. Anybody else do that? Let me know in the comments if you use the same water and then, yeah, gets smelly. It's not very nice. And if you have a tip for what you use to rinse your brushes, if you're not a beginner painter and you have a cool tip, if not, sometimes when my brushes get really bad, I'll boil them, not the whole brush, but just the bristles. I'll boil the bristles, and then sometimes I can use alcohol too. So let me know your tips. I'd love to know below. Okay, all right, I'm going to grab some green. This is a Hauser medium green. And I'm just going to paint the whole background with this Hauser medium green. Now, this is where I want you to just let go, have fun, and don't take it too seriously. I want you to think about when you were younger and you were painting. Hopefully, you did not have a bad experience, but I want you to think about how you just, before you felt like you were ever criticized on anything. I know I've taught art for a long time, and I've actually seen, like, had kids and adults tell me when art teachers have said maybe mean things to them. And I always like to go, oh, are you kidding me? I remember this one lady, I was teaching a paint party, and she said I wanted her to paint, and she just wouldn't come around to painting. And she's like, no, I'm just going to take pictures. And this lady, I would say she's probably in, her late 60s. I'm going to put this down just a little bit. There we go. So you can still see it, but that way it's not banging up against that. And she was in her late 60s, and we had about 20 something people there for a paint party. And it was for this church group. And so I'm teaching the painting, and she's like, no, I don't want to paint. I'm just going to take pictures. And I'm like, why? Like, you should paint. Like, it'll be a lot of fun. And she just kept, going, no, I'm not going to do that. And what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a forest green now because I want a little variation, okay? Little variation. I want a little bit of texture in this. So I'm going to go with both the greens. I'm going to start with both the greens because it's my happy little heart, and I can just do whatever I want. So anyway, so she, we were going around, she was taking pictures, and she was smiling, and she was so happy. And then I came around again, and I was like, why won't you paint with us? I was like, please paint. And she goes, when I was little, when I was in 3rd grade, she said she had an art teacher that told her something mean, and that it just made her never want to paint again. That broke my heart, right? Like, I don't know how you feel or if you've ever had that experience, but a lot of times when we're told something when we're really young, it sticks with us. And then we think that forever just because one person said it. For example, one of my brothers told me that I was not a good singer. To this day, I used to always think I was a bad singer. Okay, now I know I'm a bad singer. However, he squashed my joy of singing, and now I never pursued it, right? Which was great. I pursued art. But that's the thing, is we're taking one person's opinion, and when we do this a lot as adults too, right? Like we take one person's opinion when we're an adult, and then we think we need to do that forever. We think that that is the end all be all, and it's not true. So I looked at this woman and I said, I am so sorry that happened. I said, I promise you, if you will paint with me, there will be no negative talk at all. Like we will only say positive things no matter what it looks like. So just paint. So she put down her camera and this woman painted. For the next hour and a half, she literally painted like this. She was dancing and painting. The music was going. Sorry, I got a call. So this woman is smiling and painting and having a blast. And so when she was done, I went up to her to take her picture. And again, I mean, the music's going and she is just loving life, having a blast, just like I am right now, having a blast painting her painting. So at the end of the class, I go up to her and I say, oh my gosh, let me get your picture. It looks great. And so she's holding it and she's like smiling and we're not done with this one, so don't be judging. Okay. So she's, we're holding it, she's smiling and we're taking the picture. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was like, it's beautiful. And I took her picture and she's like, I love it. And I was so happy for her because in that moment she was like so excited, like childlike, right? Like just reignited this passion in her late 60s, which is great, which is fine. She has plenty of time to still paint. However, I thought she let one comment stop her from enjoying something she could have enjoyed her whole life. So as you are starting, maybe you're brand new to painting, maybe you are wanting to use this to teach for a kid's party or something like that. I don't want you to let one negative comment stop you from doing what you love. Okay. Pinky promise. Put it in the comments. If you're going to pinky promise, please pinky promise, because words are powerful. And the way people talk to us and treat us also can really hurt us. Okay. And while you're here, I want to remind you, okay, I wrote a book. Your dreams don't die, they haunt you. If you would like a copy of this, you can get it on Amazon. However, if you want to hear me reading it, you can purchase it for 99 cents, which would, be awesome. Or I went ahead and put it on YouTube for you for free. So if you want to just listen while you paint, while you work, it's basically a ton of failures that I did so that you don't have to, and a lot of help on how to overcome whenever you feel like you can't get out of it. So bankruptcy to business owner before the age of 30. And we talk about that in here, and so many stories about my life that's hopefully going to help you realize that God gives us many, many chances to start over. So there is that. If you want to grab it, it's free. You can get it on YouTube and grab it and listen to it right now. Me reading it, actually. My daughter is doing the foreword. Okay, so now that we have this, again, this was a simple pink heart with a simple green background. Now what we want to do is, in a paint party scenario, we would let this dry a few minutes because people are going to be painting it kind of slowly. And then what we're going to do is we want to have just some fun textures in here. I like to bring 24 karat gold paint. It's my favorite. Okay, so I'm going to grab this and I'm going to just wispy, like just kind of throw some wispies in here. So I'm going to go down to my smaller brush, grab this 24 karat gold, and then just throw in some fun wispies. Okay. So this is where you can tell your painters, or if you're doing this for the first time alone, you can kind of bring it up and do little swirls just till your heart's content. It's nothing serious. It's all about fun. And then even you could do simple like lines around it, almost like you're doing a border. And this is, again, this is for a kid's party. This is something simple. If you want to have them paint and feel like real artists, which they are, have them just really create and have some fun together with a couple of friends. And one of the things I love about the 24 karat gold is that when I grab this, if I put a big chunk on my brush, I can get a really great stroke out of this. If I wanted to pop on top of that canvas, oh, it's just so fun. It's so fun. And what I want to tell you too about paint parties, it's not fine art, it's fun art. So if you're new to this and you're thinking, well, I'm not a perfect painter, the reason I am painting something that is very simple and for a kid's party is so that you can practice this. You can practice this with your kids, your grandkids, you know, whatever. And then that way you can just have fun with it and see what they come up with. That's one of the joys of this is, yes, you're going to teach them and walk them through it, but seeing other people come up with a lot of cool stuff is really what's rewarding, because you're going to tell them this, but what they're going to do is something like this. They're going to start putting, maybe they'll take some white, maybe they'll turn their brush over, maybe they'll start doing dots all around the heart. Maybe they'll start doing splatter paint with the toothbrush from Amazon, not your spouse's toothbrush. That's not nice, right? Like, what are they going to do? They can have all of these fun little things while the music's playing and just creating. It is so much fun. So much fun. So I wanted to show you this really, really quick tutorial. Again, people can get crazy with it. You can start adding all kinds of fun stuff to it and just make this canvas just this little fun masterpiece. And you can do this in a 30-minute or a 1-hour class for kids. It could be something so simple. And then, of course, make sure they sign with their initials, or bring them a Sharpie so they can add to it. But just adding fun things and maybe splatter paint or whatever you like. So I hope that you had fun painting this very, very simple painting. If you want more information or you want to actually paint more with me, go ahead and check out the next video or the video before this. I hope you love it. And I can't wait to see you next time. All right. And make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss a thing, and you can turn on the notifications so that you can grab it right now. All right. I'll see you soon. Till next time.